Marcus, want to talk about the men. What is your word to the men? If you had three things you could say right now about breast cancer awareness to men, what would it be?
Definitely, well, just men in general with our health, not just breast cancer, just our health in general. Go to the doctor. You know, I think I tell all my fellas, don't wait till you feel bad or anything before you go to the doctor. Like a lot of times, especially with breast cancer, you know, like guys, we'll feel a knot, a bump, and you know, if it don't hurt, we not going to get checked out. So a lump is it didn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? I never was sick or never felt bad. It's just I felt the lump. So my thing to guys is definitely go get checked out. You know what I'm saying? Monitor your weight. You know, diabetes is something that affects a lot of us, and I say it all the time. Like when your body is in a vulnerable state, anything could grow or happen to you. So it causes, you know, that vulnerable state allows for tumors to grow. So just get yourself checked out.
All right, so for your men out there, this isn't just about women for October. You are included in this fight as well. And Renee, if you could tell three things to a person who just got diagnosed today, what would you tell them?
I would suggest that, you know, when they go to the doctor, to take a notebook, because a lot of times physicians are talking and you're really not paying attention. Not only take a notebook, but take a support person with you so that they can be the one to write down whatever the things is that the doctor is sharing with you. That was important for me because, like I said, your mind is kind of zoomed out. You're trying to take all of this in and still have to know how to take care of yourself. The second thing I would tell them to do is research what the doctor told you. And if it's a question that that particular physician cannot answer, get a second opinion. But don't do anything until you feel satisfied with all of your questions being answered and knowing that this is what I need to do before you go forth doing anything. You don't want to have any regrets. And so those were things that I did. And that worked for me.
I'll piggyback on, I agree with everything that Renee said, but also keep in mind too that what's for you is for you. That's just like, even with Renee and I, yes, we went through breast cancer, but what I learned along the journey is, and what I didn't know before, there are multiple different kinds of breast cancer. And because there are different kinds of breast cancer at different stages and different phases, they require different treatment plans. So even though, yes, or all three of us can say that we all had breast cancer, I think we touched on it a little bit. We all had a little bit of different treatment plans too. So know that Renee may go through her treatment and she say that she got sick. Well, that doesn't mean that's absolutely going to happen for me. Or if I say, well, this medicine did this to me, that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen to them. So know that even though, yes, it can be a large umbrella of this breast cancer, but there's still individualized parts of it. That doesn't mean it's always going to be the same for someone else. And one more thing I wanted to go back to, I think when we were talking about the support, a lot of times when you first tell a person that you have breast cancer, they don't know what to say. And you feel like you lose friends, or they may feel like they're losing you as a friend. But sometimes I didn't always need somebody to cheer me on. I didn't need that. Sometimes I just needed somebody to be present, which meant you could just sit in a room and not even say anything. Because people feel like, well, I don't know what to say. You don't have to always know what to say. I don't know what to say sometimes. The whole thing came out of nowhere and hit me, so I don't know what to say either sometimes. But just being present for somebody can mean the world to them. just being there, you know, even if it means calling and like we said, you don't know what to say on the other end of the phone, hold the phone. That's fine. That can mean they know that you're there for them, you're listening to them, they have your undivided attention, and sometimes that's all that's necessary. We don't need these grand parades every day. I mean, Renee does, but you know, we don't need these parades every day. We just need somebody, like I said, who just be present, just be in the moment with it. Just let me know that you got my back, and I'm not walking alone. That's it.
Okay, the last question I have for all three of you all. To that young person, older person, it's mammogram time. Give them some words right now. If you had to give somebody some words about making sure they get screened, what would it be? What would your awareness be for them?
With me, I say it all the time. Is you know, cancer is not a death sentence anymore. So don't be scared. You know, so that's my advice.
I would just encourage that individual try not to think about cancer. Just think about, I'm going to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and I want to make sure that I'm okay. So it's just the physical. I'm just going to get checked. Instead of, you know, everybody hate the C word, cancer. And I said, well, use check, Christ. Just change the word. You know, whatever's going to make you feel good. That'll be my motivated thing to share with someone.
Okay, Regina.
Mine would be just get it done, and I'll go with you, hold your hand.
All right.
We got to do it.
All right, LaShonda, back to you. Any last encouraging words you would want to let our patients and our community members know?
Just like everyone has said, it's good to have a good support system and just get it done. Get the screening done, and you know, don't put it off. You know, it could save your life. You know, like I said, you might not have symptoms of a lump or rash or nipple drainage. You know, just get the screening done. It's very important. Especially, I feel like there are a lot of cases of breast cancer in the African American community, and I think sometimes we shy away from getting screened because, like you said earlier, Robin, you know, I don't want to know, but education is very important. Knowledge is very important.
Right. Education is knowledge. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you all for taking time out of y'all schedules this evening to just talk about your journey. And I want to close this out. Like I shared with everyone before this conversation started, every October, Footprints, the poem, lays on my heart heavily. And it states that one night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were two sets of footprints, other times there was one set of footprints. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could only see one set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, you promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I have noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there have only been one set of footprints in the sand. Why, when I needed you the most, you have not been there for me? The Lord replied, the times when you have only seen one set of footprints in the sand is when I carried you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Let it go. So yes, that poem right there just made so much sense for this to be called Sister to Sister. Let my journey be the footsteps for your awareness. And just to let everyone know out there that if you have health insurance, your yearly mammograms are free. It's part of your insurance. These screenings are free, so we recommend that you take advantage of it. And just to let you know, if you don't have health insurance, there are still ways to get your mammograms. Every woman's life. But most of all, CVHS can help you get enrolled into health insurance. So it's not just about being screened, it's about your overall health. So if you need to be screened for health coverage, you need to be seen, you can always come to one of our locations for dependable service for medical, dental, and behavioral health, as well as pharmacy services. Because at CVHS, here you matter, here you count.